a party, a government of the left, the real left in Europe, is the first time in my lifetime, and I'm very old. So it's really an exciting moment. To think this might happen on Sunday, and the importance of this we can't underestimate. We know, obviously, we followed the story of SYRIZA from here and its growth, and been excited by it. And along with that excitement, I think we're aware of the dangers. Because if SYRIZA challenges the right of capital to make profit, we know the dangers you will face. There will be not only economic warfare, but I think you have to be prepared for the blackest propaganda that the Western media can throw. And I wouldn't be surprised to hear tales of personal corruption, of greed, of avarice, all untrue, but we've seen it in our way in the past during the miners' strike, when the leader was accused of personal corruption. The best leader of the Labour Party that we never had, Tony Benn, the implication that he was somehow insane. You know, so you have to be prepared for that. And if you really challenge capital, then think what the Americans have done in Latin America, in Cuba, in Chile, in Nicaragua, where they train terrorists to attack. So this is serious stuff. This is really serious stuff. And one thing that we have to do in Britain is to be prepared to fight that with all our might when the attacks come. Because if you succeed, it's impossible to think that the attacks won't come. So in expressing solidarity, I want us to know, to be on the lookout for when that happens. And of course there will be the economic warfare. The banks will do everything they can. Because I think what Greece has shown is that when people talk of responsible capitalism, we know it's a joke. And that we're accustomed to this in our politics here, aren't we? That the Labour Party talks of responsible capitalism. Even the Greens talk of responsible capitalism. Now, it's a bit like the unicorn, isn't it? It's we've all read about it in the past, but it's a myth. It doesn't exist. And we have evidence here of rampant capitalism, destructive capitalism, of the blatant cruelty to the poorest members of our society when their benefits are cut and they're forced to starve or turn the heating on or eat, is the choice many face. Or work for below a living wage, below a wage they can support through agencies. We know that capital is voracious. It won't give in. It has to consume everything in its path. Even today, the story of the people who work in the National Gallery will lose their jobs, and they'll have to go to work through an agency or be subcontracted. Every aspect of our life, our public life, is being attacked and being privatised and being sold off. And we know you've had a far worse experience of that than we've had. But it's coming. It's coming. So your fight is clearly our fight. This isn't empty rhetoric. Your fight is clearly our fight. And you face great dangers if you win. But the job of the left here is to support that with all our might and main. And that's really what I wanted to say, is that we can't just sit back and applaud if there's a victory on the weekend. We have to be part of your defence. And that's our obligation. And in being part of your defence, we also have to struggle, as the man has just said, to build our own left. Because that's the justification for a new party of the left, is that there is no party that is talking of, that is actually making that fundamental analysis that capitalism is voracious, destructive, anti-human, anti-environment, everything that we have built up over generations and centuries. And they've reached the point where they will destroy everything. They will actually destroy everything. So now is the moment we have to fight. SYRIZA has been fantastic and brilliant, and it's our job to support them. Cross our fingers for Sunday. Solidarity.